bad thing. Let's do it.
Sweet.
Hold on. Nope.
Oh shit. What the fuck is that? I see these ads all the fucking
I hate
time.
them.
I know.
But I watch them.
A lot of the girls are super cute, so I don't mind those ones. But I don't understand why this is an app. Like, why is this even a thing? It's not even that entertaining.
No, it's just I watch them because they're like 15-second clips, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah, it's just like a trendy little thing. It's gonna die like Vine did or whatever. But I guess with that said, this is JAMUP number 11.
11.
And Jeff left the LFA champion and came back a UFC employee.
Woo!
How fucking cool is that? It shows how much can happen in between episodes.
A lot. A lot can change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you're still the LFA heavyweight champion.
I'm stripped now.
Are you?
Yeah, they
That's
stripped me.
official?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I mean, nobody's the champion, but it's vacant.
It's better than losing it, right?
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, with that, this is JAMUP number 11. We're finally, we're inching closer and closer to the 20s and then the 30s, hopefully.
Well, I was going to say it in Spanish, but I don't know what happens after 10 in Spanish.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't even tell you what. Shit, I couldn't even tell you what 10 is in Spanish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho. Yeah, I'm lost.
All right, after episode 8, we'd be fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, luckily we're way past that. Well, somewhat past that anyway. But welcome to JAMUP number 11, Jeff and Mark's Untitled Podcast. First off, in the last episode, I mentioned that we probably missed our 1 year anniversary. And since then, I actually did some research of my own and found out that we did indeed. We're off by a lot. We're closer to our second anniversary than we are.
Are you serious?
Our first, yeah. For JAMUP number 1 came out January 16th of 2017.
Holy shit.
So, yeah.
We were way off.
Yeah.
We're
almost 2 years
now.
into this with episode 11. That's how busy of a guy you can be.
I'm sorry about that.
And now you're going to be even more busy.
No, actually, before we get into it, I'm less busy now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
In 7 days, I get to be done with work.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I heard you mention that on that Parting Shot podcast that you're close to not having to work anymore. That American dream, right?
Fuck yeah, make money and not work.
Oh, shit. Well, that's awesome. I wish I could say that. But
yeah, I mean, it's still I'm still gonna have to work hard, but I don't have to go to a job and punch into a time clock. That's what I've always wanted to do.
You're at that point that you described just a few episodes ago that you wanted to be at. You're there.
Yeah, I finally got there.
That's
10 years after I started fighting.
That's awesome.
It took a long time, kids. Stay in school.
You beat AJ Styles. It took him like 20 years to get to to that point for him. But
that is true. That's crazy because I've had so many times where I've wanted to just be like, this is it. I'm done. They don't want anything to do with me. I'm done.
Oh man, if you would have done that,
I've been kicking myself in the ass right now. That's for sure.
I mean, you wouldn't know at this point.
That's true.
I mean, knowing what we know now, that would have been a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
Well, couldn't be prouder and awesome job,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
But yeah, almost 2 years strong, and apparently maybe it'll become more often. There won't be so much.
It will be more often. Plus, it'll give me an excuse to come down here and hang out with you.
Well, yeah. Well, you don't need an excuse for that. The door's always open.
Well, that's
I got you. Any reason
at
all is okay with me. I guess first off, I have the fight all queued up. I figured you might want to watch it. Other people enjoyed the video I put out before, but I'm sure they would enjoy it.
Was the best video I've ever seen in my life.
I doubt ever.
Yeah.
Ever,
all
ever.
videos. I'm not kidding. I've watched it 10, 12 times. I love it.
So you're the reason it got more views than most videos.
Maybe.
Cool.
At least 12. 12 more views.
Really, you're the person it was made for, so I'm glad you liked it. But my point there was that as much as people enjoyed it, I'm sure they would enjoy seeing you react to your own fight even more.
It's not going to be as good as yours, but I'll at least talk you through it. How about that? What was going on?
Yeah,
what was happening? Kind of play by play.
Exactly. I figure you have a perspective on it that no one else really has.
Yes.
So I figured that's the value of doing this. So
Yeah.
I guess without further ado, we will just get
Let's watch me get a UFC contract.
right into it. Yeah.
30s with 31 professional fights between them, so
Now-
experience will not be an issue in this fight. Training
There's a bunch of promos and shit here. I could probably skip through, but in the meantime, I'm actually just gonna ask you a few questions. But
All right.
how much did you know about this guy?
I watched a couple videos, a couple YouTube videos of him. I knew he was shorter, but he's explosive. Like he has knockout power in his left hand. He's a left-handed fighter.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fights. He fought Bobby Lashley. That was his biggest fight.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he lost in the second round to Bobby Lashley.
Okay. I made it 2 rounds with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's no joke.
He's a big man. Fuck his day up, though.
It's the same Bobby Lashley that's wrestling now.
Yes.
And so that's what I
Yes,
thought.
yes. He fought him in Bellator.
I think he looks like a Ninja Turtle, Bobby Lashley. He looks like a Ninja Turtle.
Looks like the new CGI ones.
Yeah, no, exactly. He looks like a Michael Bay Ninja Turtle. It's almost like he was just like, make them look like this.
And put some goofy scarves on their eyes.
And he even wears the headband now.
I
Like if you
haven't-
just put it down over his eyes and cut holes in it, he'd look
I haven't
like a Ninja
watched.
Turtle.
I haven't watched it since he's been back. I've been kind of, busy.
Yeah. And that's completely off the subject, but I didn't know
So
that.
this is the UFC Training Center, right?
Yeah.
It's like $14.3 million training center. It is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It looks pretty crazy. Here's the man right here.
that's me right there.
What was filming all these like? You did this prior,
3
right?
weeks before the fight. Now that's where I train full time. That's
Okay.
Stipe. He's pretty good.
Yeah, no, of course.
That's my boxing coach, Alex.
Shit.
That's Marcus. That's me again.
Looking like a beast. Like how? Like is this you legitimately training, or are they telling you to do this?
That's what it was. Yeah, they're telling me like, okay,
You're an actor.
For 15 seconds, lift these weights over your head.
Nice.
This was, dude. So where I'm sitting down here,
Yeah.
that was like therapy session, dude. It was like I'm saying probably 30 minutes of them interviewing me in a dark room, lights all on me. I could barely see the guy interviewing me, and he got deep.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where I was in tears because we were talking about my little girl and we were talking about what fighting means, and none of it aired.
Really? Oh shit.
So thank you UFC for that, because I don't want to look like a pussy on camera.
But like, how long did they interview you or talk to you in there like that?
They talked to me for about 30 minutes. That was the one part. The next part was so I did that first. Then they sent me over to a different part of the building, which was all pictures. I had to take like probably, who knows, 2,000 pictures. I mean, he was just,
Yeah, just snapping them like crazy.
I had to do a bunch of poses, probably 20 different poses, and stand this way, now stand this way, now stand up. Now, it was cool though. It was like, okay, this is what they find the perfect picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Cool.
Yeah. So.
Like, it makes sense because even the way because I put up all those snapshots and shit, and like I was just literally going through and going frame by frame and frame by frame until I found the clearest like frame there, and I didn't go back.
Those look good, man. I want to get some of those printed out.
All I had to do was watch it and just find the clearest pictures and shit. But yeah, I figured it's worth something. Now another thing I wanted to ask is they filmed you wrapping your hands with tape and shit. Did they have like I'm sitting there watching these
With the blue wraps? I don't remember them filming.
Wasn't that you here? Hold on. Right at the very beginning where
Oh, that's the blue wraps. That's the hand wraps. They're made of cloth.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
they filmed you doing that. Like, was that one take, or did they have
No.
you wrap your hands?
I
with
did.
that?
I did my right hand. They filmed real close like that, and then I did my left hand. They filmed a little bit further away.
Oh shit! All right, no, I don't know why I care so much. I was just as I'm
No, that's a
watching
good
this, I'm just-
question. I mean,
from a production standpoint, I'm just looking.
I only
at
had
it,
to
I'm
do
like,
it
damn,
twice. So some people might have had to do it more times. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just I don't know. I just noted like I even snapshotted like those shots of your hands and shit because I thought they were cool. But yeah, and then this must have been like right after that because you're wearing it.
Yeah, they hit me with some spray bottle there.
That you were
Behind the
very.
scenes.
It makes it like a couple of the snapshots too. Like the reason I got the certain ones is because you could see like beads of water, sweat flying off.
Now some of it was sweat because it's 182 degrees in the fucking desert. So
Yeah. Well, you're in like a performance. It's not like AC or
there is,
yeah.
but it's still all that heat is just doesn't matter if there's AC or not. It's
And
unless you're in
training
the casino, then it's like 42 below zero.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
That's how they keep them alive in there.
They're slowing you down. Like, look at that handsome guy there.
Whew.
I mean, scary. But
Like, look, you would see this guy and you wouldn't think he's a very good, tough, intimidating fighter. But man, I mean, he had some big wins.
no,
He deserved to be there. He really did.
For me, I mean, look at that. He's got some power,
Yeah.
and even in the fight itself, which we'll see, some of the ones he didn't get you with them, but man, that was
worked
quite
a lot of
punch he threw
yeah,
at
we
you.
worked a lot of head movement this camp, and you know my coaches know what they're doing because I never had head movement. I never had to worry about it. But if he would have landed one of them left hands, it could have been a different fight.
Yeah. Well, I imagine you fought to impress with this fight, especially
That's
getting
the whole name of the game.
and you were very fast. Like you were cautious, but also like you're like, I got to do it. You seemed. I mean, we'll see. Maybe I should save it for when it actually happens. But I mean, like it's.
There's my coach Steve. He went out to Vegas twice for me,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I wondered who all these people were.
If you know, if there's a guy that I need on my back, it's Steve. He's crazy. He's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. So at this point, what are you doing?
I'm just I'm literally right behind that door, and I'm just like, let's do it. It's time to go.
Nervous at all, or
No,
just like
not nervous at all.
anxious?
Yeah, more anxious than anything.
Just want to get it done.
So here's a little behind the scenes. Also, what happening with me, right?
Okay.
So you might want to pause. It's not a great story, but okay. So first thing they do, he's in the blue corner and red corner. We both have our own shuttles, right? All the guys that fought in the red corner, all the guys fought in the blue corner are in different buses.
Gotcha.
They shuttle us there. We all go to different areas, so we all have to take a pee test before this.
Okay.
Which is fine. You know, I don't do anything. I go in. I fill up the cup about halfway. I go, here you go. And they're like, that's not going to work. We need more. I'm like, what do you need more for? Well, there's 2 samples that we need. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
I can't pee. Well, you better start drinking water. So they handed me these 2 bottles of water. They're 33 ounces apiece. Chug those real quick. Go back in the bathroom. It's like, I don't have to pee, but I'll try. Nothing. Go back out. Just keep drinking. So I drank 2 more. This is an hour before my fight.
Yeah.
Finally, I had to pee like a racehorse. I run in there. I fill up the cup. I'm peeing in the toilet. You know, I'm handing the shit's coming out of it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I can't stop. It's like, I get it. So I go back to my locker room. Boom. Something comes over me. I start seeing double. My stomach hurts. It's about out to here.
Oh shit.
I start warming up, thinking, okay, I'll be fine. I start missing the pads. I feel like lackadaisical. I think all that water fucked me up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Why do you think that?
Because I think it was so much water all at one time that like it was throwing my like sodium levels off or something.
Oh.
Like I had Rachel explain it to me. She thinks I was going like I could have went into shock. She said.
Really?
Yeah, because
From
I was literally seeing double almost, and I'm usually like ready to go before a fight. Like I was doing this.
Damn.
I couldn't focus. I was just like, this is a really bad time for this to happen.
Yeah.
It was almost like having the flu. I was real
No,
hot
the
and
way
cold at the same time.
Yeah, like if all that was happening, I would think that like, fuck, dude, I'm getting sick.
Yeah. But it just, I mean, like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh God. So I went in the bathroom. It was like out of my mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Felt a little bit better, but I still felt like shit until I got in the cage.
Really? Once you got in the cage?
Once I got in the cage, and you'll see in the fight, I'll show you. He hit me with something behind the head, and I woke up. I was like, all right, I'm good. Let's do it.
No, I'm looking forward to that. Shit. All right. Now, I've showed this fight to a couple people, and they're always like, "Why do they rub that on their face?" And I figured, I told them, I was like, "Is it?" Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure if it was by preventing cuts. Is it so it kind of like slides off your face a little bit?
And yeah, it's to make your face like a little bit more of a slippier surface, so it doesn't, because like especially when people cut weight, their skin cuts easier.
Oh, gotcha.
More like you're dried out.
Skin's
almost.
A little it's more brittle. Shit. All right, good to know. There you go, people. Everybody that asked me, like, why do they do that?
I actually prefer not to have it on my face. I think I don't know, for whatever reason it bothers me, but I've gotten used to it. My first few amateur fights, it really bothered me. I don't know why. I felt like my face needed to breathe or something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I figured it would like cover up fill up the pores and shit. Maybe it did something for sweat, but makes the most sense that it would help.
Yeah, because once you start sweating too, it like becomes like a lubricant almost. You know. That's Stipe. He's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Didn't get to hear the beginning of it. Has he said anything to you since?
Well, the day after I fought, he had his baby.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been pretty preoccupied.
You do
I'm sure.
you know.
There it is. Rachel seemed pretty invested. Yeah. I noticed.
There's my boss, Gary. There's Rachel staring at me. Probably she gets like 10 times more nervous than I do.
Is that's your boss? I assume that was her parents.
No, that's my boss, and that's my boxing coach in the red shirt right next to him.
Oh wow, okay.
Because originally there was 3 cornermen allowed, and then they changed it to 2, and he already bought his flight out there. I wanted him out there anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Shit.
That's fucking right. I'm a good kickboxer.
Oh man.
No, there was a couple fights, couple fight websites breaking it down, saying he had better stand up than me, and I was like, I shouldn't let this bother me, but it does.
No, according to this fight, he doesn't.
Yeah, Paul Felder knows what he's talking about. He does. He's actually a really good fighter.
No, actually, I saw him fight. Like, didn't he fight like a last pay-per-view?
Yeah, he broke his arm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Back fist.
That ref, Mark Smith, looks like he's not happy.
He's actually a pretty nice guy.
No, he seemed pretty concerned to you too when he got kicked in the groin.
All right, so I'm still feeling like shit here, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting comfortable. I'm sitting down. I know a blitz is about to happen, so I throw a little kick out there, get him thinking about it.
Yeah.
So he's moving pretty good at this point, right? We're both fresh, obviously.
Yeah.
Where was it? Right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Behind the ear, it woke me up. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, here we go. Wasn't expecting him to try to take me down right off the rip.
No,
he almost got it.
I believe that.
And this is when he started to break a little bit, I think, once he realized I was a little bit harder to take down than he thought.
Ooh.
I wasn't even trying to take him down. I was just trying to get him thinking about the takedown.
Yeah.
Oop, that's a shot.
Yeah. It seems like you guys were really just trying to feel each other out here in the beginning.
So that body kick was a good body kick. It smacked.
Now you could tell by the look on his face too. He's kind of like, ooh, that was a good one.
So when you're fighting a left-handed fighter, your right attacks don't look like they're going to land, but those are the ones that land the best.
Ooh.
Right in the nuts.
Yeah, what was that like?
Well, first it hit right above my nuts, but his heel's the one that caught me in the cup. And that hurt. Yeah. But I remember going, he's going to slow down, and I'm in really good shape. So I can't take a 5-minute break or whatever and let. Yeah, see that was. Nads.
You look at your face, man. But all right, so you didn't want to take too long.
I didn't want him to get his win back because
part of your strategy is gassing him out.
Yeah, I mean that's my strategy every fight now.
Yeah.
Slip that one.
That was a nice little nudge you gave him too.
That was just to get him thinking too.
Yeah, like, ooh, what could come next?
All right,
Wins by
sizing him up. I'm getting a lot more confidence. Boom, that was a big shot.
Yeah,
Big knee.
Yeah, giant knee. This takedown too. Hits pretty hard.
This is when I knew I had the advantage standing up. Standing up with a heavyweight can be dangerous, especially somebody that throws one big shot. So when a heavyweight's on his back, 99 times out of 100, they don't want to be there.
Gotcha.
So I'm pushing on his head, getting him tired. It takes a lot of energy to get up like that.
I believe it.
So I knew I came forward here. Another kick. He's starting to lose focus right now. I can tell.
He's breathing a little heavier too
Breathing
now.
heavy.
Hugging
He's getting
you up.
frustrated. He can't hit me. Yeah, he's starting to
that-
reach on everything. So I know he's starting to lose focus here, and I'm like, he's starting to break.
But you get him real good right in the face too when he does that here in a minute.
That's something I got to work on. Is just cutting the angle instead of backing up like that. Boom.
Nah, that was hell of a knee there.
So usually you don't want your head there, but I knew he wasn't going to guillotine me because I had him pretty tight against. And this
This is when it all went
is when
downhill for him.
we're already heading downhill, but now we're about to fucking lose control.
Yeah. It was official. He was fucked at this point.
Because he kind of lost all of his strength in this. Like, he wasn't trying to wrap me up. He turned. And this is when I just put it on him, right?
Yeah.
40 fucking punches, and they don't stop it.
Is that how many?
I counted, yep. One of my teammates, Jessica Zomchek, she texted me. She goes, why did you land 40 shots and they didn't, stop it? I'm like, I don't know, but it worked out.
I mean, it's. I would say the only reason they kept it going is because he wasn't down and he was still putting his arms up.
Boom.
But yeah, he could have saved his nose. You know what I mean? If he would have just went limp, but.
So this is great, right? Just landed. They're going crazy. That's cool. I'm pretty pumped. Doctor's like, calm the fuck down. Are you hurt? And I said, no.
Shit. That dude's. You broke his nose though.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
for sure.
Pretty shattered. Yeah. So here's what I come over, show my respect. Go over. I see my teammate or my coaches happy. Here's the part that's funny. Looking for Dana White. I'm like, where the fuck is Dana at?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Couldn't he? What was he not there? Or?
No, he was. I just couldn't find him. He's right there.
Oh, he's right there. Yeah. So yeah, the reason you couldn't find him
I
is because
didn't
they were
see a
telling you
reaction.
to leave that area.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, look, that's yeah. Shit. Hell yeah, man. That was it.
I'm so damn happy, dude.
You could tell too. Your celebration afterwards, everything. Like, I was trying to get a good, clear shot of you with your arms up, and you're making such a like angry
Happy face.
Yeah, like happy, angry. But you were, for as big a guys as you guys are, you could tell and even you both say it in the little pre-fight interviews and shit, that you both basically were looking for a first round knockout, and you could tell you guys were much faster than I expected the fight. Not time-wise, but just like movement-wise. You guys were much faster than I was expecting.
We're both smaller heavyweights. I mean, I'm not like a small heavyweight, but there's definitely a lot bigger out there, so I have to use that as an advantage.
Yeah, because I mean, especially
obviously I have some extra weight around my gut and stuff, but I'm gonna work on that.
I mean,
I haven't worked on it this week, but I'm gonna work on it.
And it's bound to happen, right?
Yeah,
Doing being as
time.
active as you are and shit, especially now.
That's my manager, Jim.
Yeah,
Good
I saw
dude.
you posting pictures with him too. I was wondering.
He, one of his guys, Anthony Smith, fought in Germany and beat Shogun, and he flew straight from Germany to Vegas.
Oh shit,
That's dedication, right
That
there.
is for sure. Psyched. now, I'm sure. Something before I forget, something I noticed, like watching videos on YouTube and stuff, and seeing people comment on things and stuff. Everyone, like most of the comments, if there was a comment, they were comparing you to Roy Nelson because it looks like he could be Roy Nelson's son.
Ben Rothwell is what I got.
Really?
Yeah.
But like even one guy said it looks like Roy cut his beard. And I was like, at first I was like, Roy Nelson, who is that? But then when I Googled him, I was like, I do remember that dude. And he does look, you do look a bit like him in the face.
No, I don't.
I mean, like, there's some drastic differences. Just like you guys do have similar, like, looks in there. But,
you know what's funny
I just thought that was weird.
is like people like comment on my physique and all that. And like, yeah, I know I have a dad bod, but it's like, that's what they come with. And then they're like, 300-pound fucking douchebag sitting in their basement. So it's like, go fuck yourself. How about that?
I didn't take it as if they were commenting on like your weight or your build or anything. I was just what I compared him to you was the look in the face, because they all kept saying like he could be Roy Nelson's son or something. Like, and I'm just like, all right, I guess he looks like him a little bit, and I guess I could see it, but not too much. But. Yeah, and another thing I noticed, they mentioned that you wanted to be a pro wrestler on here, which I thought was cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the truth. Like I told him, like I was either going to get into MMA full blown. I started training in high school, and I remember Jared was like, you know, hey, you should try. He's been saying it for 10 years now.
Yeah,
and I was getting my ass kicked when I was 17 years old in the gym. I mean, I was sparring and training with older men. You know, they were beating me up. And I was like, maybe I will try pro wrestling. And then I just stuck with it. And I started beating some of these old guys up. And I was like, I'm going to stick with MMA. But
no, I mean, MMA,
pro wrestling would have been fun, too.
Well, and I, when they said that, too, I was thinking, like, I mean, that's not out of the question still. I mean, he could retire from MMA and... who knows?
Hopefully I'm retiring on a fucking private island or something.
Yeah, for
Hopefully
sure.
the money comes like that.
Hell yeah, dude. Now, I got to ask, and I'm glad that popped up there. I got to ask about the one-armed dude.
Nick Newell, yeah.
He,
tough as nails.
Yeah, it must have been. He got this far, right?
Yeah.
And it was... I watched the fight. It's... I hate to say it, but it seemed pretty one-sided, kind of. Like, he did his part, but I didn't feel like he was gonna.
I don't know if he got nervous because of that, but I know the guy he's fighting is the real deal. He's good. He trains at a really good camp with Uriah Faber and all them.
I don't doubt that.
But you know, who knows? It could have just been a bad performance because he was 14-1, I think.
Yeah.
And his only losses before last Tuesday was to Justin Gaethje, which is a top 10 guy in the UFC.
Okay.
So I mean, the kid, you know, the guy's a real deal. To do it with one arm. I don't even know if I could drive with one arm.
Well, I had a bunch of like watching it. I was just like, okay, he doesn't have to wear a glove on it, which I guess makes sense because it's really the gloves are really to protect your hand.
Right.
But I just felt like he was kind of at a disadvantage, but also he had weirdly kind of an advantage too because like nobody has that. I'm sure that's really hard. Yeah, I mean, if he got you in the eye real good with that nub or whatever, he could really fucking hurt you. Like,
so what I was talking to my coach about, he said the same thing. He's like, how do you train for a guy like that?
Yeah.
And also, for me, like, so you throw an elbow, right? You got to throw it like this. You got to throw it. There's different ways to throw elbows. But the thing is, you see this, so it's easier to get out of the way. He can whip that thing at you.
Yeah.
Because it's like what, right here? He has like that and then his elbow.
He has the joint there, too. Where he can...
Yeah, so he just does that and he can whip it at you. I mean, I'm not saying it's an advantage to have one arm in the sport. But I'm also saying maybe you should wear a pad on it. Yeah. Maybe you should just a cover or something.
So no, that's what I was wondering. I was like, that's kind of like having like an open fist there, where I mean, I don't know how bad it would hurt him, like the impact on there. I mean, not knowing what that's like, but I don't imagine it would feel great on his joint there.
It's almost like having two elbows on one arm. Yeah. I would think.
But yeah, I just thought that was. It
made
the fight very interesting to watch.
He's fucking gangster though. So
I bet. That's
all I have to say is like the dude for having one arm, regardless if that little detail is advantage or not. Like the dude's fighting high level guys with one arm, so that's awesome.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, he got to this point, right? He must he must know something. He must know what he's doing with that. But
That was the funny part. It was nobody was saying that nobody was talking about the guy that beat him. They were all talking about that he lost, which is very rare in the sport. Usually we talk about the winners and we kind of talk about the losers afterwards. But he was like the main. Like me and a couple guys got the contract. Like this guy got the contract. But they were still talking about Nick Newell losing. Like that's how big of a name he is.
yeah. I don't. I'm sure this isn't the last time we're gonna see him.
No.
You might even see him again in the UFC.
They might still let him go in the UFC. I mean, what is there left for him to do? He's clearly he can hang in the UFC.
Yeah.
But yeah,
May have him fight CM Punk.
Yeah.
That's an insult to the dude. I'm sorry, but yeah. And I guess when it comes to watching, I guess the last thing is you getting, obviously.
Oh my God!
Hear about that.
So, are we to that part? So okay, that dude's from Australia. He was the coolest dude ever. The guy in the blue shirt.
Yeah.
Jim.
Seemed
We're
cool.
just sitting there. We're talking back and forth. I'm like, this is more nerve-wracking than the fight I've ever been. I was like dry heaving. I was so nervous.
That's
I was
what
like,
you
please,
said in
God.
the one interview. Yeah, you were more nervous for that than you were the actual
I can control the fight. I can't control Dana White's decision.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and the first guy, Chase Hooper, did pretty good, and he didn't get the contract. He got the development deal.
Well, he's 18. I mean, I figured they would have done that anyways, regardless if he went out and stopped him in the first round. Because you don't, with a guy like that, he's so talented, but he's so young. You don't want to throw him in the deep end.
Yeah, no.
And him not being ready to swim all the way yet.
You
can throw a 30-year-old like myself in the deep end, and if he doesn't make it, he drowns.
Oh, for sure.
But you don't want to ruin somebody's career that's 18. So I mean, I'm happy for him.
Oh, I believe
because he will be in the UFC. That kid was
I have no
good.
doubt. He reminded me.
He's still going to probably get a little bit bigger too. He was a skinny little kid.
Yeah, he's got a lot of. I mean, he's like you said, he's fairly young. He's got a lot of growing to do. His brain isn't even fully developed at this point.
I saw him at the pool and I was like, "Damn, dude, you look good." He had those glasses on though. He's like, "I do." He took his glasses off. His eye was
Charlie Bartlett or something.
Yeah.
But if that's who I'm thinking, if I'm thinking of the right guy, but
I thought he kind of reminded me of Jesse Eisenberg the social media kid. Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, that's his name. I was thinking of Anton Yelkin, the kid. He played Charlie Bartlett in that one movie, but he was Star Trek movies.
Oh, okay.
He was Scotty. Anyway, but that's who he reminded me of. He actually, that guy died a few years ago. But
sad.
Yeah, crushed by his own Jeep. He was crushed between a wall and his Jeep, and he died.
What did he do?
It just, I guess it was a freak accident, and it just rolled back in his driveway and had him between a fence.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that. I was like, that's a shitty way to die.
So right before he announced it, we missed it. Actually, I'll roll it back. But right before he announced, you're nervous as hell, right?
Yes.
As he says, he's in.
Because we can't hear him.
My shit.
We can't hear him at this point.
No? So what, is somebody back there saying, like, you got it?
Yeah, somebody with the microphone. They just named. So they called him out for, and I believe they even said developmental. And I was like, that's cool.
Huh.
And then they're like, Jeff Hughes. I was like, this is what, look at me. Like, I don't even know what to do.
This is cool. That's a cool shot, too. You come out, there's cameras all around and shit. It makes you look like a fucking big deal. But, hell yeah, dude. And then, that's pretty much it from there. And you see you in the background and shit like that every now and then, but that's...
Yeah, so,
and the interview,
so they
obviously.
take us back in that room, right? And they set up about 15 microphones, and you're like at a podium, and there was like
it's like a press conference.
Yeah, like a mini press conference. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's all the shit you see on TV.
Yeah.
It's like you're in the TV right now. That's pretty awesome. Like,
He's gonna be a bad dude right there, Jim.
Sadiq.
Both of them.
Oh,
I think both these guys have a future in the UFC. Like, they're gonna.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt. Like I said, they're there for a reason.
That's what they say too. Is they're like that's why I think they're getting rid of the Ultimate Fighters, is because the Contender Series has like real deal fighters, and the Ultimate Fighter has real deal fighters, and they also have TV personalities.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're not good fighters. I'm saying they're better for a TV show, and we're on here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
These guys are on there for 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, Ultimate Fighter is also it's pretty much a reality show. They set it up like that. It's like a longer thing, and it's all like pre-filmed too, isn't it?
Yeah.
So all this stuff happened a while ago. This stuff is all it's live.
Right.
It's kind
That's
of
why
like
our reactions are the way they are, I think.
it's funny you say it like that, or you said that, because when I showed this to my mom, who's super proud of you, by the way, she told me to kiss you for her, but I'm not gonna do that.
Thanks.
But she was asking like basically what this show was all about, and the way I described it to her, Mom, it's kind of like American Idol for fighters. You know what I mean? Like they put on a show, but it's much quicker than that. You know, that's the way I put it to my mom in a way she can understand. But in a way, this is a competition.
Yeah.
This is very much a competition.
I
kind
described
of a game show.
before people got to really sit down and watch it, because a lot of people I know that follow me and are fans of mine aren't, which is still really weird to say.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get used to it. I'm sure.
Fans of mine that don't really watch the sport, they watch me.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain what it is, and like a lot of people just didn't like. I think my dad, for one, just didn't grasp it. He was like, "What?" I was like, "It's a tryout. We're in a UFC arena. We get to fight if they like us. If we win, they like us. We get a contract."
Yeah.
And that's the only way I could describe it. Like I could not describe it any other way. I was like,
that's what it is.
It
really.
is, but people wanted to know, like, so, like, people were, after I explained it the best ability I could, they were like, so if you win, you get a contract? I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just said yes. I was
very good possibility.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
no, it's weird. It's so simple, but yet so difficult for some people to get. And I mean, I don't really follow the sport all that much. I do way more than I ever did. But and I mean, I watch UFC pay-per-views and shit. Like when there's something like I'm gonna watch Dillashaw and
I can't.
Garbrandt.
Where are you gonna watch that at?
I'm gonna download it the next day. You know what I mean? That's
smart.
But
I'm gonna probably go spend $60 somewhere to watch it,
Yeah.
because I've known Cody since he was 17, you know, or maybe even younger.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was probably 18, so he was 15.
Yeah.
He came up to our gym a few times. He's from like Tuscarawas County.
Yeah. No, I know that.
Good dude. My first professional fight was his last fight before he got called up to the UFC.
Oh, really?
It was at Canton Civic Center. Yeah. So
Okay.
like, I've known him, and it was cool too because he was before he even made it to the UFC, he was a big name. Like, he was the top prospect in the world at his weight class for sure. As soon as he was there first, I walked through the doors for weigh-ins, and he came up to me, started bullshitting with me. Like, I was like,
shit.
this dude's, cool as fuck.
Good dude.
Yeah, he's just a cool dude. And I think the way that, like, that people perceive him is that he's kind of like a little cocky asshole. He's not. He's like a really good dude. I mean, he's a Midwest dude. That's all it is. But the dude likes to fight. And people sometimes take that as like cockiness. It's like, I take it as the dude will throw down with anybody.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, he definitely comes off that way, but I don't legitimately think that's the way. I mean, that's the business. You want to sell a fight, you got to sell a fight.
Yeah. I'm sure if McGregor was sitting here right now and he was just talking, he'd probably be the coolest dude to hang out with.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you see, like, so many people hate on McGregor, and there's actually videos out there on YouTube in defense of McGregor, like trying to show you the more humble side of him, and it really does. Like it shows that like he kind of just turns it on and then turns it off.
He probably doesn't give two fucks that 50% of the population don't like him.
Yeah, I mean,
because he's laughing all the way the fuck
apparently
back.
You like me enough because I'm rolling in the dough.
Same way with Brock. I think Brock Lesnar's a legit asshole, but
yeah. Well, I think Brock Lesnar likes to play the asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting loud. Apologize for any animals anybody's hearing. I try
it's
to
a zoo here.
It really is. 2 dogs, 2 cats, and they're all assholes. So I got to lock them up during the podcast. But yeah. I forget what my point was before we were so rudely interrupted by the cats, but
or your point was that Brock Lesnar, like, you think he likes to be the villain?
I think he likes to play the asshole for sure. I mean, I'm sure to a certain extent he is an asshole, but he's kind of an asshole to a certain extent sometimes, myself included.
You almost have to be though. You can't even, like, if he wanted to, he couldn't even go to like Giant Eagle, without having 20 people come up to him.
I don't think he'd go any. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to miss Brock Lesnar.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But
like, you can't put like a wig on. Hey, dude, we know that's you.
But I think the best. You're right. I think that would be so strange to see too. But I think the best example of showing you that Brock Lesnar just loves doing this shit is when he entered the octagon and pushed fucking DC. He had nothing. He just had a smile on his face the whole fucking time. You could tell that he just loves doing that shit.
I think that was all staged.
Dude, DC's a wrestling fan. He was just on somebody's podcast, one of the wrestling podcasts or something. Stone Cold.
Oh,
He was on
okay.
Stone Cold's
I didn't
podcast.
know that.
I don't know if he just was, but I know he has been. I know he's a big fucking fan. And, I mean, they're friends to begin with. They'd known each other for a long time, which I didn't know until then.
I don't know if they're friends, but they've known each other.
Yeah, and DC knew exactly what was going on, and he was playing into it. I'm pretty that's my opinion.
DC, he knocks Stipe out. That's my teammate.
Yeah.
We've already talked. I've talked to other people about this. I think without a couple eye pokes, that might have been a different fight.
No, I agree.
But if you look at DC's face as soon as he does it, it's like he's so happy and he can't believe he just did that. He was like,
Yeah, the Brock Lesnar thing, you mean?
no, before the Brock Lesnar thing. And I think
Like the win.
the win, he was just like, I wasn't supposed to win this fight.
Yeah.
And then it started registering like, okay, I gotta do this act now. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guarantee if they would have been like, okay, Stipe, once you win, Brock Lesnar's gonna come in and push you, and you guys are gonna get in. Stipe would be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But DC is somebody that's probably like, yeah, okay, cool, let's do it.
Do you think the Brock Lesnar thing would have happened if Stipe won?
He would definitely would have came in, but I don't know if it would have been what
if it would have played out the way it was.
Yeah.
I think that went the way it did. That went way too well for it to not to have been somewhat pre-planned. Yeah. And knowing that DC and Brock kind of know each other already makes me think that. And Brock was there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't know if the UFC planned it. I think maybe they planned it.
I think DC and Brock.
Yeah, that's what I'm
maybe didn't plan it, but at least had preconceived ideas if it did play out the way that it did, and then it did.
It did. Yeah, and that's what I think. I think the UFC was legit like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, there might have been a couple people that knew something might happen, but I think the
or they
majority,
would have never brought him in.
They UFC had their own little, whether it be wanted or not, little bit of kayfabe, little bubble of kayfabe in there.
Yeah, well, it got people talking.
Yeah,
and that's what they were happy about. And any giant company that has. That's why you have somebody like a CM Punk or Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock Lesnar is a legit bad dude. But, you have these almost celebrities, and you build celebrities like you build a Conor, you build a Ronda, because that's the big money right there.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, these fighters that aren't household names. I mean, they're paying the bills, but so these guys are the ones that are buying you the private jets and the.
Yep.
So.
No, absolutely.
That's just my opinion about it.
Well,
I love the way the sport's going. I really do, and I'm not just saying that because I got a UFC contract and all that. We love wrestling, so that as a little bit of wrestling, I almost wish they would make a bigger production out of the entrance.
Yeah,
big pyro and shit.
I think that would go a long way for the business of fighting. But I think it would rub a lot of people the wrong way too, though.
Well, they did that before UFC when Tito fought Ken Shamrock the first time. They had a big stage, pyro. They had remember the Gangrel thing? He would come through the stage.
Yeah,
they had that for them, but it wasn't,
really
there wasn't fire around it. But yeah, they had the little elevator that shot you up.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I will see.
And it looked so cool. But I'm a pro wrestling fan.
Yeah, you're
Somebody
gonna
that's
think
not
so.
a pro wrestling fan was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Well, I mean, it's a show, right? Eventually, it's gonna get pretty theatrical and extravagant. So, I mean, you people better buckle up because it's bound to happen.
Yeah. But are they going to do it because the UFC only fight? I mean, they fight. Well, Monday Night Raw does it every Monday. So the setup and the takedown, and I mean, they'd have to have their own crew to do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure they have a crew. Well, the UFC does everything in Vegas. Is it all in one spot, or do they go to other places?
Oh no, they're all over the place.
Do they?
They're all over the world. Yeah, that's why I got to go. I was going to do it today, but I didn't. I was going to go get a passport. I need
gotcha.
Yeah, because they could call me up today and be like,
Yeah, I guess I
2
didn't think
months
about
we need
that.
you down in Brazil. I'd be like, yes.
Yeah, they do fight all over the place. So I mean, they do have a crew then that does that sort of thing. Yeah, it would just put more on their plate, I guess. But
Like this is where the Ultimate Fighter's filmed at. And
Yeah,
also,
the
this is
Performance
Tough-
Institute,
No,
right?
this is the Tough Gym.
oh,
The
I figured it
Performance
was all just
Institute.
one area.
No, the Performance Institute is behind a gated community, or not community, but gate that you have to there's security guard and
Technical,
stuff.
yeah.
And then the office buildings are also there.
okay.
So this is it's so funny how this is. Literally, it's like you wouldn't if you didn't know it was there, you would never know it was there.
Really?
Yeah, you would never find
Just
it.
like a blank building, no markings. They probably do that on purpose.
And you can't find the address online.
Oh yeah, that makes.
Yeah.
I believe it. Shit.
And let's talk about Vegas.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear it. Like last time, you had a few stories to tell about, like, what's up, Dylan? But so I'm sure you got some more. Especially now, I'm sure you celebrated like a
Well,
motherfucker.
I didn't because I was so ready to come home after that fight. I was. Where's my water? That's a good idea. Yeah. So I've realized that 5 days in Vegas is just a long time.
Yeah.
Too long.
You said you spent 5 days in Vegas?
I believe it was 5. So we flew in Saturday. Let's see, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days.
Okay.
Almost a full 5 days.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was ready to come home though. That place is not my cup of tea.
No?
Yeah.
You seem to enjoy it a lot more the first time.
Well, I think it was because the first 2 days this time I enjoyed it too.
Yeah?
I think it's like a 2-day stay for me. 'Cause,
Okay,
Like, you
so-
just get everything looks the same when you get inside. Outside is cool as fuck, but it's 190 degrees out.
Yeah.
So
Well, all right. So the difference is the amount of time there. Like,
yeah.
after a while, it just kind of all gets old and it all just kind of blends together.
So Rachel came and she came Monday. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, we got it. She's never been there before, so I was like, let's go here. And she's like, okay. So we were at the Palms. We walked to Caesars, which is like way too far to walk in Vegas.
Yeah.
Took us forever. But so we get down there and it looks like a castle from the outside.
Okay.
You get inside, slot machines.
Yeah.
So we went to I think we went to the Bellagio. Outside looks great. Walk in, slot machines. That's all it is.
Just slot machines everywhere.
It's just slot machines.
See, I've never actually.
It's a city of slot machines.
I've been through Vegas, like drove through it on the highway and like seen things around, like saw the Luxor and shit, and saw different buildings and shit. Never actually been in Vegas
Downtown
and done
Vegas,
anything.
yeah.
So I don't really have an idea what it's like, but I know I've been to the Las Vegas airport, and it's basically just a fucking casino that planes fly out of.
Yes, okay. I'm so happy you saw that.
So and this was probably 10 years ago I saw that. So now I can only imagine what it is.
Oh, it's so bad.
So everything in Vegas is a casino with
Gas
something
stations,
else. Yeah.
casinos.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
So I can understand a little bit.
yeah.
It's
Everybody
just everywhere.
There's like not rude people out there though. Like there's there's homeless everywhere.
Yeah.
We were walking to Caesars and I was like, oh shit, there's just a homeless guy laying there. Didn't bother you for money. At no point there was a couple of guys sleeping in the dirt. I'm
Yeah.
like, sorry man. Nobody asked for money. You never felt threatened. So I like that aspect of it. Like, cause if you go to Baltimore, it's like 20 homeless people bum rush you. Like, give me
Yeah.
money. I need food. I'm hungry.
And then you can't give
Yeah,
can't
you're
even
like,
give them a cigarette.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just ready to come home, and so my flight out there was great. Not one bump. It felt great.
Here we go. We always got a flight story.
Yeah.
I like it.
So it's a
Flying
4-hour
with Jeff.
flight. Yeah. So my coach Steve, both times we flew out there, great. Not one bump. I was like, man, I mastered flying. The flight back this time was a wreck.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like,
Like even worse than the last time?
yes.
Because you said most of the flight was turbulent.
Yeah, this one was worse.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you always use the same airline?
No.
No?
No.
Now, do you notice any patterns with certain airlines? Like, are some more turbulent than maybe their planes suck, or maybe there's a different design.
I flew with Southwest both times out there, and were great on the way out there. So yeah, so I don't know, because I talked to my boss. Him and Debbie flew out that morning back home.
Yeah.
And I was like, how was your flight? Was it like ours was like being in a pinball machine? He's like, we were fine. We didn't hit one batch of turbulence.
Shit.
Dude, I was holding my tray table, white knuckled.
Really?
And they're like, oh, we're hitting a little bit of turbulence. Seatbelt light came on. I was like, fuck. Which that doesn't even bother me anymore. But we were jumping, and we have some mild turbulence right now. I was like, fuck. And then we was like,
Oh,
like, okay, we have some. What'd they say? We have some. Wasn't mild. I want to say they were
moderate.
like moderate. I think it went from mild to moderate turbulence.
Wow,
I was like, what comes after that?
Yeah.
Do we die?
Fatal. Like, we lost a wing. Like, there should be like a chart of like smiley faces up by everything,
like a
and they
doctor's
light it
office.
up, and like each like scarier or sadder, or I don't even know, like more frightened face means a certain amount of turbulence.
10 is when you're going down.
Yeah, X's on the eyes. That's you're dead. We've hit the ground.
But so Rachel, she tries her heart, like bless her heart, man. She tries. She's like, it's okay, everything's fine. She flies. She's fine.
So she's calm, cool. Like it. This is
yeah,
business as
she
usual.
gets it. Me, we're complete opposite. When I fight, I'm the way she is when she flies.
Yeah.
We're opposite. So I'm like, my head's on my tray table like this. I'm white knuckling it. I'm just like, all right, we're gonna get through it. An hour later, I'm like, we're gonna die.
Oh Jesus!
So
you made it.
We made it.
You made it, dude.
Yeah.
For such.
Once we got to Chicago, it was fine. Both times. Both fucking times.
Damn, man. Like it must be the area or something then, because if it's not certain airlines or designs of planes or something, like I know what I'm talking about, but like. It's
I just think
gotta be something, or just bad timing, or.
So when we were landing into Vegas, you think of Vegas as desert. They're like, does it ever rain here? Yeah, barely. When we landed, it was raining.
Really?
And I was talking to the one Uber driver. He's like, yeah, we've been having a lot of humidity lately. So not only was it 115 degrees, it was humid.
Yeah.
Which is
doesn't
miserable.
help.
But yeah, I survived the plane trip, so it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I'm glad. So.
Thanks, man.
Do you still hear Obi-Wan Mark Obi at the back of your head? Like,
yeah.
It wants to stay in
there. It wants to be up here, Jeff.
Yeah.
Calm down.
You're cursing me every little bump.
And then, there was, like, at first, I was like, whatever. And then I was like,
man, Rachel.
Fuck you, Mark.
Next time, snap a picture. I want to see this. Or
Fuck
maybe
you.
not. But,
no, because I bought a Switch. I love my Switch.
Yeah.
I played it out there. This time, it was up in the overhead bin in my bag, and I was like this. Nope.
Maybe you should have busted it out, dude. It might have took your mind off some
I don't
things.
think so.
No?
If I even could have played it. Well, plus, too, both times it's been bad turbulence. I've been in the back, which I've heard is where you feel it the most.
Okay.
Because you're hitting it, and then your tail's whipping.
Okay.
So the back end's kind of doing this,
So
and the front's kind of doing this.
Makes its way to the end.
I could be completely just making that up, but I've heard that before.
I mean,
that the back, you feel a little bit more of the turbulence. I thought it was on the wings, but I don't think it is. I think it's towards, and both times I've been in like the second to last row.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I know it's hella fucking loud in the back.
Yeah.
Like I've sat in the back of a plane before, and it's like you hear every like mechanical thing of the plane back there. So.
And the worst is when so I can't sleep on a plane at all. I've tried. I was tired as all hell. It was late at night.
Yeah.
It was damn near the red eye, I think. So I'm sitting there, headphones on, and what do you know? Some asshole drops their drink, like a row behind me. And with your headphones on, you just felt it. You didn't hear it, and it was like, boom. I was like,
yeah. First thing that goes through your mind is like,
something
oh my
blew
god.
up.
Yeah, there goes the engine.
There goes the engine.
It's a missile attack or something.
I promise I'll stop being such a pussy, and I won't have any stories for you for the plane ride.
No, man. If that's the only thing that scares you, you're doing good. You know what I mean? Like, you're a fighter. It'd be sad if you were like scared of a fist or something.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I don't particularly like heights. I hate, like, I've actually noticed, like, the older I get, the more freaked out I get when I'm close to the edge of something or I'm climbing up.
I think we're starting to be more realistic, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's my thing.
Our mortality is becoming more and more apparent the older we get. I think that's what it is. Like, we know how fragile we are. We know how easy things can happen, especially, like, everything's on the internet anymore. You see people get electrocuted. You see people fall off things.
I hate watching shit like that, too.
I mean, I watch those videos of people, like, on top of buildings, like, just walking on small little things or, like, hanging off and making their way down. And I'm literally, like, sick to my stomach.
Yeah,
like,
what are you doing?
Feeling every little movement of the video. It's crazy. So I am epically more aware of my
Before my
immortality,
daughter was
or my
born, I
mortality.
wanted to go parachute. I wanted to jump out of a plane.
I can never, like, I thought about,
I
I
have no
couldn't do
desire
it.
to do that anymore.
Couldn't do it, dude. I even knowing I have a parachute on my back, like, that is like, just that free fall. It's just absolutely terrifying. The noise, the wind hitting you, like, nothing about that.
This would be me. I'd
fun.
jump out and be like,
yeah, like, I'd have a fucking heart attack before I even pulled my parachute. Then, when I do pull my parachute, I'm still thousands of feet in the air, and just, like, I'd almost...
and then you got to hit the ground.
Yeah, like, I'd almost rather just fall as long as I can, so it could just be over quicker.
Oh, my God. I don't even think about it.
Because the last thing I want to do is, like, float there, like, holding on to my parachute, and then, like, every little bird that comes by, I'm like, he's going to fucking peck into my parachute, I'm going to die. Like, anything could go wrong in that moment.
I remember giving a couple, probably 2 years ago, I had the window seat, and I was like, of course I had it fucking shut. I opened it up a little bit, and I was looking down, I was like, how the fuck am I seeing a bird right now? It wasn't a bird, it was another plane, obviously. Way down. I mean, it was a speck.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way a bird's like this high up, is there? And I was like, listen to your fucking self, dude. You're an idiot.
I don't know. I've never seen, like, I've flown quite a few times. I haven't in quite a few years, but, like, I don't think I've ever seen, like, birds outside the plane ever.
That's why I watched the movie Sully, and I'm like, how does that happen?
Yeah, I've never seen that movie. Is there, like, a bird flies in the engine or something?
That's why, there's a flock of birds. I think it's when they're taking off, so that's more, I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But, like, they were up pretty high for that to happen, right? And
I've never saw it, but, I mean, I would imagine birds would have to be pretty... It would either have to be while they're taking off, or they'd be high as fuck, because planes don't, like, really fly too low, you know what I mean? Aside from
it was a
taking
commercial
off
plane. It was, just like a 737 or whatever.
Nowadays, too, they probably have, like, pretty good radar. They probably know anything, like, around the area and shit, too. Like, they're not hitting any icebergs. Well, cool. And so, really, there's no Las Vegas story at all. It's just...
No, we went down to Fremont. I went down to Fremont twice. The first day, there was a Eddie Money free concert going on.
Oh, okay.
And I said, fuck Eddie Money.
Yeah, not an Eddie Money fan.
No. And that sucked.
Saying no to that sucked?
No, it was just like, it sucked down there because there was like 5 billion people down there. And,
oh, gotcha.
And you couldn't, it wasn't as fun. Then I went directly after my fight. We went down there, me, Gary, Debbie, and Rachel. We went down there, and I was getting tired though. Obviously, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go back to the hotel. But yeah, it was fun. Saw a lot of the freak show out then. This time I saw a Paul Stanley in a G-string, not Gene Simmons.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
is it the same guy?
It might be.
Being
I don't know.
a different, like, he's every day of the week. He's a different.
That's a good call. Maybe he does it 4 days a week. He's, I don't even know the other Kiss guys. Ace
Frehley. I couldn't tell you. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and the other guy.
Yeah, the drummer.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Peter Criss.
Yep, there you go.
The only reason I remember that is because of Weezer.
I got it because of Behind the Music.
In the garage, he says, like, actually says Peter Criss in the song. So, like, and Nightcrawler too. They say all kinds of things in there. I don't know.
Did you say Weezer?
Yeah.
They have one good album.
And yeah, that's actually from that album, In the Garage. Yeah. He's got a Dungeon Master's guide. He's got a 12-sided die. He's got Ace Frehley. I got Peter Criss waiting there for me. Yes, I do. In the garage. Because there's all the things on the walls and shit. I don't know why I went through all that. Nobody cares.
I care.
All right. That's all that matters. As long as Jeff cares. Everyone. Yeah. Fucking...
What's going on with you?
Dude, you're pretty much looking at it. Like, I'm not working as much as I was because Jared got another job, and I'm pretty much just working the weekends now.
That's kind of cool.
I'm thinking about... I'm going to have to get another job eventually. I might try to go back to Marianne's if I can, just because there's a lot of different things going on there now, and I don't have as many stresses in my life as I did at the time.
Right.
And so, really, that's it. We're trying to get 19th Street done.
It's kind of hard to do on the weekends, though.
Yeah, especially with, But it's kind of a money flow problem there, too, when it comes to, like, funding that. So kind of it slowing down a little bit helps and hurts at the same time because obviously it's costing you more money, it's taking longer, but you're also not spending as much money, too. So, not too much new shit going on with me. I'm not even podcasting as much as I used to. Like,
clearly.
Yeah. No. Some people are super busy. Like Jared, I haven't seen in a while. Not only that, but he's had all kinds of crazy shit going on with him lately. Griffiths, not my brother.
No.
So. Yeah, watched a shit ton of movies. Saw a bunch of movies that I've needed to see. I finally saw Deadpool 2.
Is it great?
I like it just as much as the first one.
Okay.
I don't think it's better. The only thing that makes me think it's better now is because it's newer, fresher in my mind. You know what I mean? But I liked it just as much as the first one.
That's not on DVD yet.
No, not yet. It's, I think, pretty
The
soon.
Avengers just came out on DVD.
Did it?
I think came out yesterday.
Okay, that makes sense. I knew it came out this month.
If it's out, I saw a video or a commercial Monday night. Yeah, because Monday night I was still on Vegas time for whatever reason, and I could not sleep. Or no, maybe it was Sunday night. Whatever fucking day it was. Yeah, Sunday. So I have to wake up at 6 o'clock to go to work.
Okay.
And I remember seeing my phone. It was 5:02. So I got like less than an hour of sleep.
Oh, shit.
And I went to work, and that sucked. But I remember seeing a commercial. It was like out Tuesday, and I was like,
oh, gotcha.
This Tuesday? Maybe.
Yeah, so it came out yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense because obviously I downloaded it, and that's why, because it was.
Oh, you downloaded it?
Yeah, and I watched it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I expected a lot more from it because of all the hype and how long it took.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I think that was just me building it up in my head. Like, I was expecting like. I don't know what I was expecting, the world of it. You know what I mean? Just the way everybody talked about it.
Did you download Deadpool 2?
I did. I got that as well. It's
What's up?
Yeah, no, I can get it to you. The only issue is it's got giant Korean subtitles on it.
Like really bad?
Like, I mean, it's throughout the whole movie, and they're like on this screen, they're like that big on the bottom.
Not that bad.
So I mean, it's totally watchable. But yeah, I can see what I can do.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. That'd be great.
I'll have to figure out a way to do it. But
oh, you watched it on? Obviously, you watched it on your computer.
Yeah. I just got to figure out a way to get it, put it on something for you, where there's a hard drive or something, disc.
Do they still make DVD?
They do, and I'm capable of that, so I can do that for you, buddy.
I'll get that for you.
I'll throw some like your fights and stuff on there.
That'd be sweet.
But yeah, Deadpool 2 was good. Infinity War, like I said, I enjoyed it a lot. Very, very eager to see what happens next with Infinity War.
What's your prediction?
I think most of the people who died, if not all of them, are all going to come back.
Yep, I do too.
And I think because it's oddly convenient that all the original Avengers.
That's what I thought. I was like, wait a second.
They're like, all right, they're gonna give them one last hurrah as the originals, and they're probably gonna end up sacrificing themselves or most of themselves to save all these people.
Yep.
And because, I mean, think about it. There's the Infinity Gauntlet, as fucked up as it may be at this point, has the Time Stone. And you saw how easy it was for him to just turn back time a little bit.
Right.
Which, how somebody, if they haven't already, they need to, didn't take that scene and put fucking Cher in the background with "If I Could Turn Back" and just slowed it down and shit.
There you go. Why don't you do it?
Maybe I will, but anyway, they've seen that it's capable, so they're probably gonna use the fucking Time Stone to undo some things. But I'm wondering where he's at, Thanos. Like, what was that little place he was in there?
Oh, at the very end.
Yeah.
Maybe like his little happy place.
I guess like his own personal heaven. Or
The only person I can. Are we allowed to give out spoilers?
I mean, as long as it's spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go for it. It's
I
been
don't
how
think.
long?
Yeah, I don't think Vision's coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, they ripped his fucking head off pretty much.
I mean, essentially, who knows? Tony might be able to turn him back into Jarvis or something.
Well, if they go back in time too, I mean, how far in time are they going back?
Yeah. I mean, they pretty much anything can happen, knowing that time travel is a possibility.
I don't think. What's her name? Gamora.
Gamora.
Yeah, I don't think she's coming back. I think she's dead. But they are doing a Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
That's true, because she didn't die. I don't. I mean, it could happen, but I don't think anybody that died outside of
The
him
mist.
snapping his finger and them turning into dust is gonna come back. So like Loki's not coming back.
I'm mad about that.
I was bummed about that too. I was surprised it happened so quick.
Yep. I was too.
Unless Loki isn't dead to begin with.
Like that was
It's
his
Loki.
Like, his
Something.
maybe how he like how he can like
How many times has Loki died and came back?
yeah
because
he can like project himself on
Yeah,
things. I
yeah.
wonder if he figured out how to like project himself as a solid or
Yeah,
something.
like physically. And,
yeah,
Like I mean,
instead of like Thor throwing shit at him and goes through him.
but I don't know. We can get real technical on that because I mean, later on in the movie, Doctor Strange makes like 40 of himself, and he somehow knows that one is Doctor Strange, and obviously he must be able to, with the Soul Stone, he must be able to detect people's souls, and he knew that was the one that had a soul or something. Because if you notice, when he punched it, he bounced back, and you saw that soul thing come out of him and then go back in.
Yeah.
So my reason I'm saying that is maybe Loki is dead because he might have been able. I don't know. He didn't have the Soul Stone at that point.
No.
So I don't know. Loki up in the air. Could be dead. Could not be.
That's a
Gamora
50-50.
probably dead.
I think she's dead.
Unless Thanos somehow brings her back.
I love that. I hated. I liked the movie of Apocalypse, X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I hated him, and he was one of my favorite characters. I hated him in the movie.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of, a lot of these guys, I haven't really liked the main enemy,
Yeah.
but I really like Thanos.
Oh, Thanos, definitely best MCU villain
Yeah.
for sure.
He's the most powerful. We all knew that.
I mean, legitimately terrifying, but not like you could still tell he like they made him way more.
I think they made him more
sympathetic.
human.
Yeah, they definitely made him more human. I didn't want to say human because he wasn't human, but which I don't know.
More
what the
human
fuck Thanos
traits.
is. Yeah, they made him very sympathetic in a lot of ways. Like as shitty as he is, he's still a person. Not only that, but he was kind of. It's like he doesn't get enjoyment out of all this.
He's doing it for a
He
has to do it.
He has to do this. Like he's not.
That's what I got out of it too.
He's not like beating the shit out of people overly. Like he seems he's kind of lazy if you think about it. Like he's just doing what he needs to do and getting it done and over with. I mean, which is totally awesome in a way. Like I don't know if they're bringing this into the MCU or whatever, but the whole reason he's doing all this is to impress Death.
Yeah.
He's in love with Death.
Yes.
Death is a woman, and he's in love with her, and he's killing half the universe for her, just to impress her.
They need to incorporate that, because I read that also.
Because that's one of the coolest things about Thanos, but like they really haven't. They didn't tell you that,
Yeah.
and you're kind of wondering why he is doing all of this. They don't really give you a reason. I'm hoping they delve into that. And what I'm assuming the next one being is Avengers 4 Endgame. Because that's what they were calling it. And I believe in the comic books that's this, like,
what it was called.
second part of it. Which makes sense. It's a good title for it. But I don't know. I'm really curious.
But if all those superheroes couldn't stop him, how in the hell are the OG Avengers going to?
I mean, if you really think about it, as much as I love Star-Lord, he kind of fucked it all up for everybody.
Sure did.
I mean, they could have got him. His emotions got the better of him, which I don't blame him, but he still fucked it all up. They could have won, possibly, if they got that off of him. I mean, just as easily, Tony could have put the fucking gauntlet on him, took care of him. So that's the way they need to do it, if they're going to do it. That's the way I think that it probably would be done. I never read the comics when it comes to this, so I don't really know how
Plus the Hulk,
turns out.
obviously the Hulk's going to come back.
Which is another cool thing I enjoyed about the movie, is that Hulk, first thing, gets the shit beat out of him by Thanos, and then is so fucking scared of him he doesn't come back out the whole rest of the movie. That's great. I loved it.
I did too. I love that.
Hulk being in it, but it was Hulk is just like, fuck that.
Nope, not doing it.
You're on your own here, buddy. But and then fucking Mark Ruffalo in that Hulkbuster outfit looked so terrible. Just his little head in there, but like, it was funny. And then Thor comes back. He's like, "Oh, you guys are screwed now." But no, I very much enjoyed Infinity War. Like 6 months later, however long it's been since I've seen it.
Maybe because I didn't like Age of Ultron as much. I need to go back and rewatch it. I only watched it the once.
It's not any better the second. I actually enjoyed it less the second time I watched it than the first time.
So I didn't have really high expectations on it because I wasn't huge on the first Avengers movie. I liked it. I didn't think it was the end all be all.
I think it's better than Ultron.
Yeah. So I didn't have high expectations, but when I watched it, I was like, "That's my top 3 MCU."
Oh yeah, I would put it at number 1 right now, probably. And that might just because it's so exciting.
It's fresh, yeah.
But
it's fresh.
I still, to this moment, I don't know if you've seen it, but I think you actually told me that you've heard nothing but bad things about it when I first saw it. But Spider-Man: Homecoming is probably my number 2.
Yeah,
and then Thor Ragnarok's probably number 3.
Yep. I'm still at Thor Ragnarok. I need to watch Homecoming. I like that kid as a Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too.
He plays a great. We grew up on Tobey Maguire.
And it's devastating watching him die. Like, it was kind of sad because I
just wanted to hold him
because he's a legitimate kid.
Yeah.
So like hearing his voice was much deeper in this than it was in Homecoming. But there's at one point in Homecoming where you think he's gonna die, or he thinks he's gonna die, and the way his voice is saying things, like, it sounds like legit. A fucking kid.
Yeah, he did a good job.
And you feel it in his voice. You feel it. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, this kid is scared. And that's how I felt when he was fucking hugging up RDJ. Like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Like, I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking like heart tugging.
Yep. So that was number 2 for me. I think I don't have a 3 right now. I'm tied up with Guardians 1.
Oh, I love Guardians. Guardians probably like a number 4 for me. Guardians 1.
Guardians 1 and man, remember how sweet first Iron Man was when it first came out?
First Iron Man still holds up.
Yeah, I think it still holds up well. I think the other 2 were kind of whack, but
2 was not very good. 3 was just disappointing as fuck. Like, I don't even know where to start with 3. It was so different, and they kind of just ignore what happened in it. Like, Pepper Potts has powers, and nobody says
anything about it.
She doesn't do anything. She's a fucking CEO of a company. She's pretty fucking powerful, actually, and unless somehow that power was taken away or something. I don't know. Not only that, but somehow Tony had that shit taken out, and then next time you see him, he has it again. Yeah. And they really didn't talk about it until Infinity War, and then they still didn't tell you why or how, kind of. But
so yeah, I'm gonna probably go purchase that tonight.
Nice, go for I watched it twice in 2 days. I liked it so much. Felt like I missed a few things too.
That was the best part too. Is I went to Tinseltown, and I want to say that was the first time I've been to Tinseltown since they put in the new reclining seats and, we're in the back
love
row.
that, actually.
Oh, yeah. There was only, like, probably 20 people in the whole theater.
And then they put, like, so much space between the end of the seat and the wall or whatever, so that, like, you don't have to move at all. You have no concern whatsoever. I love it. It's pretty awesome. And that, a lot of people hate on the assigned seats. Love it.
I love
right
it,
where
too.
I'm going. Don't have to, like, don't got to worry about being late.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
great.
where are you guys at, fuckers?
Yeah, no, motherfucker. You know where we're at. It's on your ticket.
Look at your ticket. E13.
Fuck yeah. I mean, and I love that there's less people in the theater.
Yep.
Another movie I saw Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom.
You're going to be the deciding factor if I'm going to see it or not. Sell me on it, Mark.
Did you like the first one?
Until the very end.
To the very end? I don't think it's any where I mean, I kind of like it better than the first one, but I don't. It's not spectacular or anything.
Yeah.
It's just as enjoyable as the first one. And
We're talking about the first Jurassic World.
yes.
First Jurassic Park is a classic.
It's just like everybody was comparing the first Jurassic World to the first Jurassic Park. This was very similar to Jurassic
Lost World.
Yeah.
I hate that movie.
I liked Lost World. It was too much human drama, but it was definitely a Spielberg movie in that way. But like I don't know. I have fond memories. Maybe I was really young when I saw it or something.
Well, it was the #1 movie in the world there for years. I
And
think
it was
till Titanic or something.
It was legitimately scary in a lot of ways
Yeah.
too. And this one
It's
I feel
darker than the first one.
this one is kind of like that too. Not only that, but the plot's kind of they want to take the dinosaurs off the island, and there's a kind of a weird difference to it. But I enjoy. It wasn't terrible.
I feel like they're making all these movies that were 20 plus years ago, and they're kind of like recycling them for like the new generation.
For
so
sure.
definitely Star Wars was A New Hope
Yeah.
redid.
Force Awakens.
Force
was, yeah.
Awakens. I told you my dislike for the newest Star Wars. I thought it was god awful.
Last Jedi.
Yes.
Yeah. No, they ruined a lot. with it.
Yeah, I thought Disney was doing a really good job with it until I watched that. Now Han Solo might save my opinion on that because I hear that's way different than everything else.
It bombed. So.
It was already out?
Yeah, Han Solo
Oh,
has been
shit.
out and it bombed. That's how bad it bombed. That's that it was in and out like that. Which it actually postponed all those kind of. They say it didn't, but it definitely has stopped like all those Star Wars story movies. At least slowed them down for a while.
Maybe they should stop trying to do it every year, like Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
and do it maybe every 2 years. Let it build a little bit. You build some steam behind it before they're like, "Hey guys, it's already here."
I agree. I loved Rogue One, so I'm glad that
I have
all
not yet
unfolded and
finished
happened.
it, but so far I've liked it.
But I think they should have focused more on the trilogy. Got that figured out and pretty much done before they started venturing into other things. Because they're already planning for a third trilogy or another trilogy after this.
So
one
fourth trilogy.
that takes place outside of that family. So it's not following like the Skywalker family. It's just like another trilogy of a story taking place in that world.
So it'll be episode 10.
I don't
11,
even think
12.
it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be just like a separate Star Wars franchise.
Oh, okay. Will it still be
with
called Star
different
Wars?
characters and stuff. It'll probably, maybe. I don't know. That's a good question.
Because this new one's not Star Wars Solo. It's just Solo.
It's just solo. It's a Star Wars story. Just like a Rogue One is a Star Wars story.
That's
And the
what
next one was going to be, and this one I hope they actually make. The next one, they were making a Boba Fett movie, right?
Which I think is
Directed.
like the most not overrated character,
Tim-
but he's like not really that big of a deal and people love him.
I love Boba Fett. Mostly because of my family and growing up, and I was taught that Boba Fett is amazing, and I did think he was really fucking cool in a lot of ways. But Return of the Jedi definitely like shit on his badassness. Not only that, the prequels really made him look like kind of an not as cool too. But
Well, I thought the prequels was
basing
Jango Fett.
Jango, yeah, but Boba was in there as a
He was
child.
yeah, I thought he was in the number 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Right, episode 2.
Yes. He wasn't in 1 at all, I don't think.
No.
He was only in 2. But
Yeah, because when he went to that
he was on that like raining water planet. Yeah, he was
with
there
the
with
long
Boba.
necks.
That's where Django died, I think, and that's why Boba hated, pretty much became bad at that point. But basing Boba Fett on the movies, yeah, he's not that cool if you really think about it. But I know he had like a lot of other cool shit happen with him in like the expanded universe and like the books and comics and shit like that made him a lot cooler. And the first time you ever heard of Boba Fett before he was in Empire Strikes Back, you saw him in a movie. He was in like a cartoon or like a holiday special or something like that.
Oh, that
he
bad Christmas thing they did.
Yeah, and he was. They made him look. I mean, as cheesy as it was for back then, it was actually pretty fucking cool. You got to hear his voice. He seemed really cool. He looked cool. He was a bounty hunter. I think he like rode a dinosaur or something, or some like crazy creature and shit. And so I know that doesn't sound that cool, but
I get
at
what
the
you're
time
saying.
it probably really was.
That's what even my dad that is could be the furthest away from being a Star Wars fan. He does not care for him. He said that was the shit when it came out. He's like, you watching that, you're like, how are they doing this? How did they make that?
Yeah.
Why is that thing? How did they make that thing talk like that?
Yeah. Looking at like Jabba the Hutt and shit, and like the
That's exact
snow monster on the Hoth.
So I think it was Paramount Network, used to be Spike TV.
Yeah.
They did, when I was in Vegas, there's a lot of waiting around in the hotel room. They did a Star Wars marathon.
Oh shit.
And Empire Strikes Back was on.
It's the best one. The best one.
Maybe it was Return of the Jedi. Is that where Han Solo gets? He's in the.
Is he being frozen in carbonite, or he gets unfrozen? As Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, so that one was on, and Jabba the Hutt's right there, and I'm like, why don't they still do shit like this?
Like practical effects like that?
Yeah, and not like right now he would be CGI.
Well, because CGI. I don't know if CGI is cheaper because I always talk about how expensive it is.
Yeah.
But I think in a way it's easier to work with.
I'm
like
sure
you can
it
manipulate it like way easier. But
you don't have to worry about it being broke down.
One of the things that made Force Awakens really great is that J.J. Abrams did use a lot of practice, and he made it a point to do that. Like a lot of the things you're seeing in that movie are legitimate things they built.
That's the way it should be, though. It's like
even BB-8 is a real thing that like they created a new type of
control car,
technology for him. You know what I mean? Like like you can get a BB-8 that runs just like BB-8, like at Walmart and shit.
So that's like one of my biggest gripes about movies now are they don't like do that. Like that to me, like yes, I can tell it's fake, but I can also tell when a CGI thing's fake.
Yeah.
Obviously he's fake, but to me that's like movies. That's the way it should look.
What they need is like a good blend of both practical and CGI.
Yeah, do the explosion CGI.
Because imagine Thanos being practical. It would probably not have worked out as well as he did. No. But imagine an actor built like Thanos, looks like Thanos in every way except for his head, and then them doing the motion capture thing on the face and basically creating Thanos on this. Like, there's definitely ways to go about it to make it look fucking perfect.
Like you could have put Kevin Nash's body on Thanos and put Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
You could CGI his face on there.
Yeah.
Probably no problem.
Well, fuck, dude, they could have done that with Cable and Deadpool 2. Because Cable is the smallest fucking person in that movie. Aside from the little kid. Like, Cable is shorter than Deadpool.
He's supposed to be like 9 foot tall, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be fucking ginormous.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why when we both found out it might be Kevin Nash, we were like, perfect!
Yeah, like, because, I mean, he's still not 9 feet tall or however tall Cable is, but, like, he's closer than 5'4", whatever the fuck Josh Brolin is, and I love Josh Brolin. He was a great Cable. But they could have, like, if they're going to cast him, at least make him appear bigger. Because other than that, like, Cable wasn't that fucking badass in the movie. I mean, he was badass, but like, I believe that Deadpool could beat him if he wanted to. Which reminds me of a great fucking part in Deadpool. You saw Deadpool 2, right?
No, remember I told you to burn it for me?
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad. Then I won't spoil this for you. For some reason I was under this habit, but there's a point where Deadpool and Cable are fighting, and Cable asks him, he's like, "Who are you?" Because he doesn't know who Deadpool is. And what Deadpool fucking says to him had me literally laugh out loud. Like, I literally LOL'd.
I
So
did that a lot
fucking
in the
hard.
first Deadpool, though.
But you'll know exactly what it happens because I did not see it coming whatsoever. But it's just so fucking great. Anybody watching right now knows exactly what I'm talking about or listening. But maybe it's not as funny as I thought. But to me, it was fucking hilarious what he said to him.
Wow. I'm gonna. Hopefully, I get that soon. I know you're.
Yeah, no, I'm
You have that technology.
Yes, What's that line? I don't know. I can do it though, and I will.
Thanks, Mark. What time? Where's our
we're
time?
actually well over an hour, even including my little piss break I took in the middle.
Yes.
But wow, Jeffy's really into that. He just wants this to end, people.
No, I'm enjoying myself, but I know we're running.
No, yeah,
over.
it was actually a longer one than usual. I like it. Well, sir, couldn't be fucking prouder. Cannot
Thanks,
wait
sir.
to see what happens in the future.
Me
and
neither.
Can't wait for you to bring a UFC title home and set it right on this table for everyone to see. And me snap a fucking selfie with it. Just like
We'll be taking a lot of pictures. If that,
I'll take more
if
than
that
one.
happens, man, that's a it's a lot of work, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready to do it.
It'll happen, sir. And on the fucking pace you're at, it's bound to happen.
Just gotta keep getting better, training hard. That's what I'm gonna. I go back to training next week, not camp, but I go back to at least training. I took this week off. I said I'm gonna live like a normal human with zero violence, and it's been boring as fuck, but I'm sticking to it.
Sure, it's at least somewhat enjoyable though. It's gotta be.
It's
a
been a nice,
change of pace.
my days are longer. I'm not rushing around to get to practice and then to work and then or to go home, then to eat and then to sleep and then to go wake up and do it all over again.
No, it makes perfect sense.
So, and sleeping until 9 o'clock here coming up soon. Sounds great.
I bet, dude. I bet. Shit.
So, but yeah, that's all I got to say today.
Cool. Well, I'm always a pleasure, sir. We need to do this more often than we have. It's
We
actually
will.
getting longer in between, I
Yeah.
think, but for obvious good reasons. But that was Jam Up number 11, everybody. Thanks for listening / watching. Again, if you're listening and don't know, there's a video version of this podcast on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/MattArcherMedia. You can also go ahead and subscribe. You can click the little bell thing on there, too. That'll tell you every time something comes out. And check out the other podcasts, Ohio WrestleCast, bunch of podheads. Who knows? I might even throw some more out there in the future. And if you want any T-shirts, want a Jam Up T-shirt, help support Jeffy here. Let him know you love him. Go to mattarcher.threadless.com and pick up a Jam Up shirt. There's
We
a
need to get
bright
a
orange
link.
one.
I need a link for that so I can start throwing it on my Facebook.
Shit, I'll text it to you or something.
Okay.
Sure, or send it to you on Facebook. You can check us out on Facebook too. Facebook.com/MattArcherMedia. Just type in Matt Archer Media. It's easy as shit. Facebook. And check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, any other podcast, but Castbox apparently. That we learned in
Castbox.
the last one.
Yep.
And other ones as well. Go ahead and give us a rating or a few stars or something if you like it. It always helps us out. And with that said, this has been Jam Up number 11. Thanks for watching.
See ya.